Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to pad your princess seam with focus mainly on your bust area, not like my previous video where I actually padded from top to bottom, but in this case I used a soft wadding or a soft fabric batten, and this will make it easy for me to sew. So this is it for this particular video. I'm just going to show you how I did mine on this new fabric. So what I did first was to get my stay. It is also an interlining, and it has a smooth side, which is the darker side, and the rough side, which is the lighter side. And that rough side actually has the glue on it, so I'm going to place it down with the glue side facing me, and then I'm going to place my already cut princess seam with the wrong side of the fabric facing the glue on the interlining. So if you don't know how to cut a princess seam, I'm just going to link that up in the description box and on the screen. So what I'm doing now is applying heat so that it can stick together, and then I'm just going to cut this out and then apply heat some more so that it really stays put and firm. So I'm going to do this for the side pieces and the middle piece of my front princess seam bodice pattern. So right now I'm just going to keep this aside, and then I'm going to show you how I pad this. So I'm going to talk about two different fabric batten that I have of wadding. I have a thick one which is quite really thick, and then I have a thin one. So in order to do this procedure, you can use either of the two, but if you want to use the thick one, I would suggest that you apply interlining, which is estee that I used earlier. But if you want to use the thin one, you can decide to double it, but it won't be as thick as the thick one, or you can use it as it is. I actually use this thick one to make a dress for my friend with focus on the bust area as well. I'm just going to show you the picture now so you guys see how it came out. So what I'm going to do next is to place my pattern, the one I just interlined. I'm going to place the side piece and the middle piece on the wadding. Now what I'm going to do with this is to map out the curve around the bust area. From the under bust, I'm going to mark the under bust area. The reason I'm marking the under bust area is because I don't want to exceed that point, and I'm going to map out the curve one inch away from the armhole area. I'm going to do the same for the other side as well of the middle piece, and the other side of the middle piece, both the right and the left side. It's very important you do this so that you can get the exact shape that you want. So once I'm done with this, now I'm just going to leave that up and show you, okay, yeah, that's the middle piece, and then I close the under bust area. Since I've mapped out the curve of the bust line, now what I'm going to do is to curve out the side all the way to the under bust. We're still going to make some adjustments later, but this is it. Now what I'm going to do is sort of like draw a sweetheart shape. Now there are different shapes to which you can do this. You can do a sweetheart shape, you can do it all the way down, but this second method, I would advise that you do it if your fabric batten or your wadding is thin. If it's not, please go ahead and do the sweetheart shape, because if you don't do that, it's really going to show. The estee is not enough to cushion the thickness of the thick one. So I'm just going to cut out this piece now. I'm just going to cut out the pieces. So I'm cutting the middle piece now, and I'm just going to cut it over the top so I show you what I mean by it being too thick, even with the estee. I place it on here, and I'm just going to flip it over so that you see it. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but it is quite thick. So what I'm going to do now is just shape it back to the sweetheart shape, trace the piece all the way down to the under bust, and then I'm going to cut it into two separate pieces. So once I'm done with this, I have two pieces. I'm just going to take the other side piece and then duplicate it so that I have two pieces. for the sides. So I'm ending up with 4 pieces on my bust area for this. So what I'm going to do now is place the wadding or fabric batting that I have cut out. I place it well. I place the one for the middle piece and I place the one for the side piece, ensuring that it stays right where it is. If not, I make the necessary trimmings that I want to make. So for the side pieces now, the cutting that I did is not okay. So what I'm going to do is place it well. Now you can see around the armhole area, I'm going to cut it in such a way that I have like a little space. The reason I'm doing this is if you don't do this, by the time you're sewing, that area is going to be quite thick. So I'm going to do this for the other one as well, and then I'm okay with that. So we're going to move over to ironing. So this wadding actually has a glue side on it, so I'm just going to apply heat to it and just iron it so that it stays put, it doesn't fall out. And then I'm going to do that for all the other pieces, and then we're going to move right to sewing. As you can see, it's not falling out at all. So let's move to sewing. So in order to sew now, I'm going to be sewing with a 0.5 inch sewing allowance. I do a back stitch first and then I continue sewing all the way down. So when I get to the under bust area, what I'm going to do is pivot my needle around the fabric, and then I'm going to continue sewing. Now I like to sew on the curved side, most of that is the side piece, because it is very curved. If I don't do that, the curve is not really going to come out well. So this is it, guys. This is basically how I use a fabric batting or wadding to actually create this bust effect, very this obvious bust effect on my princess seam. I hope it is very simple for you guys. I hope you guys understand the process. Once this is done, I'm just going to notch the princess seam area, the curve around that side, so it really stays it really comes out. And then after notching it, I'm just going to trim out the excess bulk. So it is important that the lining that you are going to use to line this, after using especially a thicker fabric batting or wadding, make sure that you interline it with air stay, so it sort of cushions that the thick effect or the bulkiness as well. Very, very important. Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'm just going to show you a close-up view of how this looks like. See how the curve came out really well. I think I really like this method better, and it actually saves you money. You don't have to pad everywhere. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.